Hello and welcome. Today we have a very special topic. And who is going to give us all the information that we need? Vickie Owens. We're going to be talking about your financial future. Sorry. All of a sudden I got tongue tied because my future is shaky and I need to hear all about what Vickie has to talk about us today. Four cornerstones of a strong financial future. We all need a strong financial future. Hey,
Hello,
Vickie.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just busy, trying to help
Yes,
people in their with their financial future.
as you can tell, I got tongue tied when I started talking about my future because my financial future it needs help.
I think everybody financial future needs help these days. That's for sure. And if you started late, you definitely are or you have not. If you have not started, you need help. So, but that's what I do. That's what I do. So I've just like I said, I've been very busy helping. Um, just about everybody, young, old, to basically try to set up their financial house. So that's what I do. And I'm excited about talking about it today. We've kind of been hinting at it when we talk about retirement and things like that. But you don't want to wait till you're getting ready to retire to have your financial house in order, as they say.
I
So
agree, because that's what makes you nervous is like, well, how much longer do I have to work in order to live the life that I want to until the end?
exactly. So we're going to just talk about a little bit about foundation. What it takes to have a good outlook for your future as far as your finances and in life. Period. So there are four pillars of having a strong financial house, as I call it, a strong financial house, and that you start with protection. We're going to talk about each of these, as we go on. Hopefully, I can be able to get through it in 30 minutes. You find out, you start with protection. Then you want to make sure your finances are safe. You want it to grow, okay, and then you also want to have a tax advantage because you know we want a strong financial house, but we don't want to all give it up all to other families. So we want to have some type of tax, protection as far as paying a lot of taxes, because that can just kill you. Okay, and not saying that we shouldn't pay taxes, just saying that you should have some type of protection in that you don't want to pay Uncle Sam all your hard earnings. Okay, and there are ways to do that, and that's a whole nother uh, session, so to speak. But the bottom line is you want to protect, you want to keep it safe, and you want to make sure that it grows at the rate of return you want it to grow. You don't want it just sitting there because that doesn't make any sense either. And then you want to, basically have tax advantages put in place. Okay. So as I said, that your protection is the number one thing you should do. It doesn't make any sense to build a house that has no strong, foundation. So protection is your fundamental foundation. So it does, and we insure our cars, we insure our phones, we insure just about everything in the world. And then a lot of people don't insure themselves, and you're the one that's bringing the income home. So you should always protect yourself. And protection. The reason you want to protect is because you want to make sure you're protected against any type of catastrophe that could happen, and it can happen in many ways. You can get ill, you basically, you might have health issues that become a burden on your money. You also could, well, when it comes down to it, you might not be here. Something tragic could happen. And what's gonna happen to your family? What are you gonna do as far as you're being the bread and money earner? If you're not there, that's income that your family no longer has. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because we all need bread and we all need money.
yes. So You should always protect yourself, leverage, and you should, leverage insurance for that type of protection. So we're talking about life insurance. We're also talking about long-term care insurance. We're talking about, protecting yourself in all facets of life. Okay, so you always should protect yourself first. So I just talked about a little bit on the different things, how you protect. I'll give you the example of types of protection. Of course, life insurance. For life insurance, there are so many ways to get life insurance. There's term life insurance. There's whole life insurance. There's index universal life insurance. There's universal life insurance. I could go on and on and on about the different types of life insurance you can get. And the things about life insurance is like it's pennies on a dollar, that that you pay to make sure that you are covered, that nothing is going to happen to your financial house. Okay. Uh, Term life insurance, basically, I'm not going to go into all the different definitions of term life insurance, but that's probably the most economical life insurance that you can get. It gives you at least the basic protection. Okay. Uh, have any questions on that, Mary?
Well, my guess my question is not really even a question. It's more of an observation of people who might want to hire you to handle this. Can they go to another insurance agent? Sure. But what I think is important that people really need to think about is that when you talk to Vickie and you schedule an appointment, she's not a hard salesperson. She is somebody who cares about your finances and your future, and not just you, your family. So what she's going to do is she's going to ask you to fill out a form. It's not hard. It's not like you have to take a test or anything, but she's going to ask you certain questions so that she can see the overall picture of your financial future. And if you're sick, let's face it, you don't have any insurance, you're gonna really suffer, right? Your income's gonna go way down, and we all know what that feels like. Well, most of us do anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
that was what I was really trying to. Uh, I wanted people to understand what it is like to work with you.
Well, what I do is that we talked about this the last time. I know it's been a while, but we talked about this last time. I always sit down with someone, no matter what when you come to me, what I'm going to do is sit down and ask. I'm a quiz you. I'm going to want to know what it is that you're looking for. What your goals are in life, no matter where you are in life. I'm gonna basically we're gonna discuss you and what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish, and things like that. I am gonna do, if you're really trying to put your financial house in order, I am gonna do what we call a financial needs analysis, and we'll discover what exactly is that you need. Because this doesn't everybody's different, so it's no cookie cutter thing to this. There's no like set, this is what you need and this is how it's going to help you, and it applies to everybody. There is no cookie cutter there. There's no cookie cutter plan. There's no cookie cutter outline that we follow or I follow. Okay, it's based on the individual, what the individual needs are, and what the individual can actually get started on. Because a lot of times
Right.
you might need a lot, okay? However, can only afford, or you only are able to do certain things. And so I take in account that it's just all about what it is you want, what you need, and I advise you on that. Okay, we don't just try to. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You're not paying me anything. Okay, it's all about you. It's basically about the person that walks in front of me and sits down with me and talks. I'm a financial advisor. That's all I can do is advise you on what you need, and you make a decision on what you're going to do. Okay, so that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that out. I know I sit down with you for these 30 minutes and we discuss a lot, but when it comes to what my services are, I talk about the things that I do, but I don't tell you how I do it. So that, when you make an appointment with me, it's all about what's going on with you. Okay. So, but
Well, let's face it, it's all about me. Okay.
yes, it's all about you. It's all about you.
That's
Uh,
right.
and that's, I mean, that's how I look at it. It's about that person that I'm sitting in front of. I want to make sure I have a passion for helping people. I've been doing it pretty much most of my life. Okay. I've helped seniors, I work in the Medicare as well. I've helped when I was in another life. I used to work with youth, which I'm still trying to do, but I have a passion for helping, just for helping, and that's how I am. That's something that my parents instilled in me, and even though I was in the Navy, I was helping the country, and everything. So I just have a passion for helping people. I want everyone to be able to live their best life, whatever that may be. Live your best life. And because I've seen so much in my life, uh, being in the Navy, and just in general, since I've been doing what I'm doing now, I'm very, I guess I have a passion for it, because I get very upset when I see people are not living their best life, and I wonder, why aren't these people, you know living their best life? There was something that happened in the past, or something they didn't do, or whatever, and that's what I try to do. I try to fill in the gap to help people live their best life.
Yeah, you can't really make somebody do what you suggest. You can only suggest, given an outsider's view of what the answers that they give to your questions and things. And so I really do like that personal touch that you give to your clients. Now, I do have a question about, we still are in a pandemic. We still are encouraged to wear masks and stay, a certain amount of distance away. Are you offering online meetings?
Yes, actually do everything virtual now. Pretty much. If someone wants me to come and meet with them, face to face, I know Texas opened up and a lot of states opened up. I will do that, but I come protected. I'm gonna protect you, and I'm number one gonna protect me. So I do wear my mask. I might not shield up like I used to, but I do wear my mask, and we'll have. I'm set up where we can do it, across the table. I have, a portable uh, monitor that basically anything I'm doing, if I'm doing anything on my computer or iPad, you don't have to be all up on me to see what I'm doing. But most of
Ah, okay.
so I just sit there if that's necessary. A lot of times, I mean, I'm kind of old school, so I do everything on paper.
Mm.
Might have to submit things via the internet, but I take it. When I'm sitting with you, I'm taking down information. I'm doing it on paper. I know a lot of people who don't, but that's just how I am. And
Very good.
everything I'm taking down is all confidential, so it's not information that basically gets you know put out in the atmosphere or whatever. So I'm a little old school. So yes, but I do for virtual meetings, as well as face to face if it's necessary. Okay, if there's someone wants to do that, I will do that for you.
Excellent. Thank you.
So anyway, we talked about protection, but now
Yes.
we want to move to talking about safety. Um,
Okay.
you also want to make sure your money is safe. That's a big thing. You want your money to shoot. There, like I said, there's four cornerstones: protection, safety, growth, and tax advantage. Safety and growth kind of to me are in hand a little bit, because most people are looking to grow their money, and but you want it to be safe. So you have to basically sit and discuss whether or not, think about, is your money that you're growing, is it in a safe tool or vehicle that is going to grow? Okay. So even though there's not a lot of, it's just, principles or whatever about safety, but it's something to think about. You really want to sit down and think, is your money in a place that is safe to achieve your goals? Um, are you basically putting your money in a risky type of tool to grow, to accomplish your goals, or is it a safe, secure place, but it's still going to grow? Okay. Now, um, we're going to move on to growth, but it's just something I wanted to talk about as far as making sure your money that you wherever you're putting your money, make sure the tool is safe. Okay. We hear about so many things with the market crashing, and because the market is always going to go down. So when you have your money tied to the market, if you're a risk taker that way, you really are, your money's not safe, because if you're not paying attention to it, and you basically because you're a risk taker and you're out there throwing the dice, you're throwing the dice with your money. It's like, especially if you're, your getting ready to get into your golden years, and you're getting ready to retire, or you're planning for retirement. Your retirement money should not be put in risky type of tools or products that are, yeah, you might grow, but at the same time you can lose. We know about how people, during the time when the market crashed, how much money people lost. So you want to make sure you have a
Yeah.
invest your
Like
money.
people jumped out their windows and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've all heard those stories.
Yes, we can.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it
Protect
doesn't.
me from that.
So, I mean, if you're a risk taker, I always say, the variety is the spice of life. So you should always have money that's safe and growing at a rate that's going to be you're going to be comfortable with. But if you're, really want to try to challenge, and you're a risk taker, then, have a little pot over here that'll grow. But don't put everything don't put all your eggs in one bucket, as they say. Okay.
That's a good thought, because we all have a little bit of extra money, even if we're not really thinking about it. I mean, everybody can buy an extra cup of coffee or something every day. So we all have some kind of money, or we can take on a second job or something where we could play with that money and
Yeah.
not be at risk, like you said, for our financial future.
Right, right. So, like you said, play with that money. Yeah, you have play money over here to risk it, and then you have your real money, or your safe money, in a tool that, because you can have both. There are vehicles that you can do both. In other words, that you can grow your money at a good rate of return, but it's safe where you're not going to lose. And I think I'm not sure if I can't remember if we talked about this before or not, but there are uh, three options for your money. As far as three options to put your money in, there's a fixed rate of return. So we're going to talk about rate of return in a minute. But there are vehicles like your bank, savings account, whole life policy, whatever. Very safe, fixed rate of return, and your money is really not going to grow that fast, but it's safe. Okay, your money's always safe in a bank. Okay, because it's federally insured. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the safety that's going to basically, go away. It's just not going to go away. But your rate of return on that money is not probably not going to get you to the goals you want to meet. Okay, I always look at savings accounts as that, just in case money, something happened money, kind of an emergency fund, like, okay, just in case something happens, but you don't want to put all your money in a bank if you're trying to grow your money at a certain rate, or you don't have a lot of time. Okay. Then there's the variable type of accounts where it's definitely tied to the market, where you're going to have the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs of how the market grows. You're not gonna always have a steady growth in the market, because we know that the market will go down, it will go up, it will go down, but that's the risky, that's the risky part of investing your money in a variable account. Okay, or you can actually just go out and invest on the market, but that's risky, because you could lose your life savings, so to speak, if you put everything there. And then there's the index tool that basically is also within the market, but it's basically um, set up in that you will gain, but you won't lose. So it's kind of like a stepping stone where you will gain money, but when the market crashes, or not, I would always say crash, but when the market goes down, then your money doesn't go down. It just doesn't grow. It just sits there. It's like in a fixed account. It's just sitting there until the market recovers and comes back up. And now it will grow with the market. But then when the market goes down again, your money basically stays the same. It just kind of flatlines, or they call it zeroing out. And then you just wait until the market comes back and it'll grow again. So those are three options of how, I made it in the most simplest way I could on that, in that it those are three options you have. It's
I
all
love the way you described it. That tells me exactly what I can do with different piles of money that I have.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they're different. In other words, you have options. That's what they call options for your money. You have options where you want to put your money. So and that's why you want to look at safety as well as growth. Okay.
And you
Uh,
can handle all of that for us, right?
yes, I do that. I
We
know
just
all the products.
take the pile of money and we hand it to you, right?
No, you don't give them to me. No, 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 no. It doesn't come to me. Your money is your money. So, all I'm doing is providing you the answers, the tools and things like that where you do put your money in. It's like you pass no money to me. No, I'm not a bank. I do not want to get into that mess. No, 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 no. So no, all those investors, you will have a contract with whoever the investing company is. I'm just kind of like the person that's appointed with that particular company. I work with different, I guess, financial companies, and I make suggestions based on what I know about the companies and things like that. So, but no, you're not giving me any of your money. Now let's talk about growth on how I mean, we talked about the different options for your money, but there's a basic formula to growing your money. What is
Uh-oh, I knew a test was coming. I knew it. I knew it.
it?
I don't know. My financial advisor, Vickie Owens, she knows.
I know I talked about this before, but anyway, it's you when you're trying to grow your money, you have to have a way to either you're going to get a lot of money right now, which most people are, unless you're playing the lotto, it doesn't happen. Okay, or you're going to need time to grow your money. There's a formula for wealth, and it is basically wealth is equal to money plus time plus or minus the rate of return. That's if you have your money in a risky situation. Minus inflation, minus taxes is equal wealth. Okay. So the big question mark there is not inflation. We know that's going to happen. It's not taxes. We know that's going to happen. The big thing the variable in that is the rate of return. Okay.
Is the what?
Rate of return.
Okay.
Is your rate of return at a 1% or 2% like the bank, or is it at in a 5% or above like um, a a market account? Okay, so your rate of return depends on. I mean, is a big factor in how fast your money grows and if the money grows. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So, have you ever heard of the rule of 72?
Out of the corner of my mind, I think I have.
Okay. Basically, the rule of 72 is a good tool to use, or, well, it's a tool, I guess, it's a tool, or formula that tells you how fast your money will grow, how fast your money can double, I should say that, in that you use it. And it's something that's been around for a long time, but it is uh, the 72 divided by the rate of return lets you know how fast your money will double, how long it's going to take to double. So, for an example, you say 5%. Let's just say 5%. 72 because I don't want to use my brain right now. But 72 divided by 5%, uh, basically your money will grow and like it takes what 14 years to double. Okay,
Okay.
so if you say yeah, okay, so if you're only using 1%, how long is that going to be? 72
Oh,
years to double.
way too long. Way too long. I don't even
Yeah,
need to know math for that
yeah,
one.
we so most of us in our years right now, I know if I was only putting my money in an account that was only doubling for 1%, I won't uh, see that money because I'll not be here. you know,
Right.
so uh, but it's basically 72 divided by the rate of return. So
Okay.
and that tells you how long it's going to take your money to grow. It's a nice
Okay.
nifty little formula. Okay, um, so but that's about growth. All right, there. I see you want to have but a few minutes, so I'm gonna rush on to the next thing part of the foundation or the four corners. It's tax advantages. Okay, we,
Okay.
we touched on this a little bit as well. So we want as our money is growing, we want to be able to protect it where we're not paying, too much tax on it. And so there, yeah, three, um, two different ways. You can basically defer have put your money in tax deferred accounts, or you can put your money in tax free accounts, or tax now accounts. Okay. Um, a tax now account, we already said, would be more like a bank. You're going to pay money on any gain. Basically, you're going to pay taxes on any gains that you have in life, of course, on your money. All right. So with tax now accounts, that would be like your bank, whatever you have in your savings account, your CDs, um, capital gains would be a tax now. Any dividends you have from the market, if you have stock in the market, anything that you gain there, mutual funds, I think something else. Any money market type of funds or you get from the market, those are gains, so you're going to pay tax on those now. Your tax deferred accounts are money that is, usually they're set up like you've heard of the 401k, a 401k, 403b, um, IRAs, and annuities. So those are tax deferred because the money that's going into those types of accounts are no taxes are being paid on them. Okay, so you're deferring it to later. So you're so that year you don't have to pay any money on the gains that you're receiving on those accounts. So they're called tax deferred accounts. Um, and but when they come out, you will, in other words, when you draw that money, later, you will pay taxes on it. So it's a choice that you make whether or not you want to pay a little now or a lot later. So it's all about whether or not you want to do it
It
now.
probably hurts less if you do it now, little now,
Yeah.
because if you did it at the end, you'd be like, "What? Half of my money's gonna just be gone?"
Well, I mean, there, like I said, some people you want to have, you know, tax deferred. Tax deferred for that tax year if things are, you want to try to save during that, the tax year. So they're good for certain things, but it just really depends on where you are in life as far as what tax bracket you're in. Okay, because some
Right,
people, tax deferred would be better for them, because of the tax bracket they're in. Okay.
right,
And the last one is tax free, or tax we call it the tax advantage, in that you're not paying money on the money that you're receiving now because you paid money on that money in the beginning. So it's even you've paid that money already as far as taxes, but it's going into an account that the money's already been taxed. So you don't have to pay on the money when you start drawing it. And those type of accounts are your life insurance accounts that have cash accumulation accounts like whole life or, well, I wouldn't use whole life, but index universal life policies, um, Um, let's see, Roth IRAs are tax free accounts because you've already paid money on that and you put them in, that particular account. Any type the 529 college fund account, you already paid taxes on that as well. And your HSS with H accounts, which are your health savings accounts that you paid money on already. So, but those are the three tax um, accounts that the tax advantage I talk about, is and it depends on where you are in life is what you can do. Okay.
Thank you.
So,
We did
I
cover a lot: protection, growth, safety, tax advantages, and we've covered a lot in a very short period of time. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, and I'm going to have to. I know that we're right at the time, and I'm going to have to jet because I have another appointment. I mean, I have an appointment right after this. So, but it's been fun, and if anyone needs my assistance, Marion has been scrolling my number and everything like that. But my number again is 713-444-3269. That's my cell phone, and you can always email me as well. But just call me. You can set an appointment and you can ask me a question, things like that. So I look forward
Yes.
to, talking to those who need my assistance. I look forward to, helping you.
I'm one of those people. I need to schedule an appointment, so you
Yes, ma'am.
contact me as soon as possible.
All right, we'll do.
Thank you,
Bye,
Vickie.
everybody.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
Bye bye.